Hello everyone again. It is I, Laura the Lord TCG. I got another video for you. I've been a little behind. I do have another one from another locals that I went to. Didn't upload it yet. It's saved on my phone versus on my GoPro because I didn't have my battery at the time. So that one's coming behind. So this one's a little bit further in the future than that one is, but anywho, welcome again to another locals experience, locals journey, locals adventure. I don't know how to call it, but this time I'm going to go ahead and try something new for the mass, something different, something that I feel is both enjoyable and interesting for everything going on, I'd say. Question of the day would be, let's go with something a little more negative, and one of some of the more positive-esque questions that I've asked. What play did you make, or what did you do that, looking back on it, could have been done completely different? And if done so, would you have done how much different would it have been had you done what you were thinking of versus the actual play that you made? I know that's happened to me a lot, and it's happened to everyone a lot too, especially those that are either coming back to the game or are new to the game. They'll tend to make a lot of misplays, or a lot of plays that they thought was good at the time and ended up being not. I would love to hear your thoughts. So, for this time, it's not Valence or Rika. I am playing Fish, or Ghoti for some people that don't know how to properly pronounce it. This was at the new store local that had opened up in my area some time ago, not too long ago, and this is my first time playing it in person. I've done a few practice with it on like simulators and then of course test hands, and it doesn't really seem too strong. It looks like it has a fragile board starting out, but then whenever you do get everything going, it's a very fun and interesting deck to play. I thoroughly do enjoy playing it, and it's very fun. I actually kind of want to keep playing it a little bit more, especially in this current meta where tier elements are kind of the main thing here, so being able to like banish everything and prevent the other person from having the graveyard plays is very beneficial. And of course with the new Dark World structure deck, that's also another thing here too. So being able to kind of slow those down, being able to play with them and interact very well, it's a very fun deck. Of course, I was still trying to figure out myself a good way to build the deck, or rather perfect my build. So I'm unsure. There's some things I like, some things I don't like, so I'm still trying things out and still learning. So this one, I don't know why, but this local seems like everyone was playing something for like Ishizu tier, because I think this local is playing against weather painters, and that part itself is interesting to say the least. Weather painters is a deck I've never really played against, but I know they have like some pretty funny things that can go on. And I'll go ahead and spoil this first game. It goes on for a long time. It was a grind fest because we pretty much have the same, it's very similar effect. Well, if like in standby phase cards come back. For me it's the tuners, for them it's their monsters, which I think is a little bit better for them. But I get a little bit more plays during the opponent's turn, whereas they just kind of use their spells and traps. This is one thing I didn't know that deck could do with the field spell. They can use the continuous spells and traps to go into their Link 3, and I thought that was actually pretty interesting. And nutty, and it gives the monsters better link to it. Omni negate, which is hilarious. So I'm over here just trying to like bait out all the negates that I can. But anyways, so Fish versus this, it wasn't a very lucrative play, I'll say. Just kind of going around each other. Just have two Paces. Paces isn't really going to help me too much here, so it's in whatever. D-Fissure is what they opened up with, which doesn't hurt me at all. It doesn't hurt them at all. So we're kind of in this XY, blah blah. So I think I'm just trying to figure out how I exactly want to go about playing this during game one. So I know they have their Omni negates, and then just being able to bring them back and going in. I think I'm the one that scoops game one because I'm not sure how to go about getting over Big Rainbow or whatever his name was, but I was like, okay, well, whatever. I forgot what I even cited him because something I wasn't very sure what to do exactly against the deck, because you know we both banish, so it's not really gonna hurt them if I banish their stuff, and it's not, and it might. So hurt me a little bit. So I know I'm citing out D Fissure, and I think I cited out Dimensional Shifter too. I might have also cited out Druid Swarm, because at the moment I didn't see any darks that they had summoned. Looking back now, I know that they do run darks, because like on game 3, I think, was when I saw more dark monsters. Not more dark monsters, but I saw like a dark monster hit the graveyard. So I open up with Desires. Gotta love seeing that, but hey, it can cut the fluff out, put you into your main plays. The only thing that sucks about it is you use it and you draw it into nothing that really helps. So, you know, using it, I normal summon Leaf Fish, send, I think I sent Shift, use Shift's effect to just banish itself. Oh no, I use Snowpio's effect to banish Shift and something else. Beautiful Princess. So, you know, standby phase, my monster comes back, then I get Dark Rulered, and I'm like, yeah, that's pain. Very painful, to be honest. Which I wish I would have been able to save the Snowpios a little bit, but then Shift wouldn't have been able to do anything, and Snowpios would have worked a lot better with Zep. With that much. I kind of wish I had. Part of me wishes I ran 3 Zep, because I banish it, comes back immediately during their turn, of course. During the opponent's turn, it comes back immediately. I can do synchro plays. But they don't really do a whole lot, so you know, I'm pretty much doing the same thing I did previously. We're on their standby phase now. This isn't a very strong board. Of course, the deck doesn't really ever look like it makes a strong board. The board that it makes, it looks very fragile. You just have one level 6, and you get a tuner back. There's not a whole lot, but then when you start doing your synchro plays, when the deck starts steamrolling, and it interacts so much. Of course, depending, if you do Arion posts, then you can immediately go into a synchro 8 by setting Zep. I noticed that they did play. Oh yeah, I did cite it. I forgot. I cited in Goza match, because I can change every attribute to water with Stealth Kraken, and against this matchup with Weather Painters, I know that they have different attribute monsters. So playing Goza match, I felt like was probably one of my best bets in dealing with this matchup, because it locks them out of using certain monsters. They can't special summon if they don't have a monster the same attribute or type. They managed to get rid of the Goza match with one of the card effects, but it kind of affects them a little. No, it doesn't. Just a playing. I think it's still their turn. I don't remember. Yeah, it still is their turn, because I haven't used Shift yet. Or no. Maybe? I think it is my turn. I have no idea. I think I didn't go into Oscon for the fact that there wasn't really anything I said that was worth trying to bounce. In hindsight, I probably should have gone into Oscon to get rid of one of their cards after I'm looking back at this, but it's hard to say. I think that was game 2 that I lost, because game 1 I won, game 2 I lost, and then we're over here. I go into Dragite because I have Waters in the Grave, so I do have that one Spell Trap Negate live. Just trying to figure out, kind of like slow them down, what have you. Synchro and took Gwoglim. Gwoglim is a little bit of a card that I'm not sure how much I like or appreciate, just because it does have this finicky effect. If I use Snowpios with it, then it's not really going to help me a whole lot. I think this is where we ended in time, and then we ended up packing up, and you know, we're going to the next round. Ended in a draw, so 0-0-1. This one was against Danger Dark World, so there was a few things in this matchup that I wasn't too unfamiliar with. Also, a beautiful camera angle, Laura. Make sure you pay attention to where you're placing that camera, so at least you can get the whole board. Not a huge play here. Arian pose up this shark. Thinking here. Oh yeah, I think I opened D Shifter because we were talking earlier. This is a person I'm actually familiar with too. We were talking earlier, and I knew they were playing Danger Dark World. So opening D Shifter, I mean, just opening D Shifter in general, you just drop it, and then stuff gets banished. Doesn't hurt me any. Hurts them. Potentially hurts the opponent a lot more. It is what it is. They're doing their Dark World play, and so this is the one part that I wasn't very positive of, was that he had multiple Bigfoots in hand. And you know, Bigfoot, I discarded something, and then special summon Bigfoot. So he's just over here cycling Bigfoot's effect until Bigfoot gets discarded, which I wasn't sure if was very possible, because there wasn't anything in the text that specified like each effect once per turn. But I didn't know if that was all just inclusive of the effects. I know the special summon and the destroy were both the same effect. Or we're both tied by the hard ones per turn. So I go into Oscon, do some more banish stuff, then Oscon, bring himself back. That card is so good. I love Oscon. part of me makes me wish I ran a rank 8 just because I'm able to get level 8 synchros, but then I know that's not going to help me out a whole lot. I lose one of my Oscons. There's a tuner there. I don't know which one it is. Can't tell about the camera angle. I want to say it's shift, but it's hard to say. It's their turn. So go ahead, go into synchro, go into DP on, banish the board, and then standby phase. We'll go into games 2 here. They end up scooping, so we'll go into game 2. I forgot what they want him to go grab or do. I think they want to pay something. I forgot what it was. Yeah, a little irrelevant. But anyways, you know, I'm siding in. I'm going second, so I'm trying to figure out what do I want to side in. Lava Golem, evenly match, Lightning Storm. I wasn't so sure about Lightning Storm just because I wasn't very familiar if someone had floating effects from being sent from the field to grave, or being destroyed by card effect. So that's a little thing I'm more skeptical on. And also, in this current moment in time, I'm not sure if I want to keep Lightning Storm sighted in, because yeah, against Flu, you know, it might be good, but against, you know, so I have so many like board breakers, evenly matched, Lava Golem, Lightning Storm. I'm not sure if I actually want to keep Lightning Storm, even if I want to sight it out for something different. Sight out for something different, like another card that I could use to play instead, something that I feel would be a little bit more beneficial. I haven't figured it out entirely yet what I want it to be, but I'm in the thought process. I'm trying to figure those out. So they're going first, going to Dugaris, doing the whole play. Dugaris is a very good card. Just rank 4, detach, and then draw. I wish I had Imperm. I'm probably actually might run Nibiru over Lightning Storm, because Nibiru, if I know that the person is summoning multiple times in a turn, then Nibiru, I can just use that willingly whenever, and then just drop it, and man, fun time. So I do Druid Swarm, target, I forgot what I targeted. I don't remember what happened here. Why couldn't my Druid Swarm come out? Something happened. Something happened, I'm not sure. Oh! Did I have Big Fusion? I think that's why I couldn't undo it, because of Big Rafa's effect to change the effect to discard. That's a very interesting effect, very cool. Those are some of the effects that I feel are some of the most beneficial that can hurt. They go into Saryuja, draw 4, send back 3. But the effect to change an effect to discard one is very problematic, something that I feel like I would have to out one way or another. So if I top deck Imperm, I could probably try to attempt to Imperm. But I'm trying to, but I feel like what might have been probably best if I did draw Imperm was to activate Druid Swarm to banish something special, summon it, and then that. I went to evenly match. Oh yeah, I did bait out the Grapha effect with the evenly match. Not the evenly. No, I baited out the Grapha effect with something before I evenly matched, because I knew how to get rid of that. And they didn't really have too big of a board for them, so I'm just not sure. But then, or did I play that all wrong? Actually, I'm trying to think what happened here. I'm not very sure what happened here, to be honest. I think I might have played that all wrong with evenly match. Hard to say. I don't remember. This was last week, or Friday specifically. Be specific, this was Friday. I'm uploading this video on Wednesday, the 14th. Or not uploading this Wednesday. It's Thursday when this video is going live. I'm all out. So, I'm actually confused on my plays here. What I was thinking? Imperm something. Hey, there's Imperm. They bring back Grapha. I'm not in a very good spot here. I know that if they send Druid Swarm to the graveyard, I can attempt to get its effect, but then if I didn't bait out the Grapha, then I know the Grapha is going to get that discard effect instead. It looks like that didn't happen, so I send the Grapha, but then little Grapha comes out, and I'm here taking a lot of damage, probably. I don't think I'm going to take... What is it? Even match? No. Yes? Oh yeah, I did set an evenly match. I don't know exactly why I did, but interesting play here. Proceed to keep the Saryuja, then main phase 2, they do a few other things here. Not very entirely sure. It's been a minute. But Danger Dark was actually seems very good, especially with that structure deck. A lot of things, cards that came out in it that made it very beneficial to play. I ended up scooping here. Forgot what they activated that prevented me from using, so I'm going first here. I know I don't really need my going second cards like the Evenlings or the Lava Golems. I might keep it on Lava Golem. That's usually something I've started doing here recently, was keep a Lava Golem or two, because sometimes I don't necessarily get the my opponent doesn't get the hand they want, and I can't really get the board I want, so sometimes we go into a turn 3. So Lava Golem, if it's in my hand, then it's in my hand. But it's been fun, pretty fun. So we're running low on time here, so I just go ahead, activate D-Fisher, Leaf Fish, Pitch. Yeah, Pitch Paces. I think I activated the field spell. No, I just set one and then pass. Standby Phase, Paces. So I have effects, you know. I have a Synchro Live. They go into gates. And I think one of my misplays here was I activated I haven't done it yet, but I activated Cosmic Cyclone on the field spell when we're already low on time, knowing that D-Fissure's in hand. So looking back at this now, that probably wasn't the best play I could have done. And then I ended up discarding Bigfoot, so Bigfoot gets to pop my D-Fissure. It's a little problematic here for us. They're going to do Garrus. What I should have probably done here was I never used Paces. I wonder what happened that I couldn't use Paces. I don't think I got hit with Dark Ruler. And then we ended up in a tie here, so a little unfortunate there. So I can actually see a lot of misplays that I made on this one that should not have happened, but unfortunately did. Thanks for the future. Thanks for the future to learn and be better. This is also another reason why I like recording my videos, my duels, because then I can kind of look back and see what I did wrong, what I did right, what I should have done, what I should not have done, and just kind of like improve myself from there. So this one is round three. I think this one was against Labyrinth. So right now I am, oh no, I lost because of time. I lost because of time because of the Cosmic Cyclone. So yeah. And then I think I got hit directly too. I forgot what it was. But anyways, this is against Labyrinth, so I do a basic end board of Snowpio's Paces, or Snowpio Standby Phase Paces. I didn't necessarily know how to approach Labyrinth. I went first, so I wasn't too afraid. I'm just trying to remember what Backjack did. I had this deck built myself. I just don't really use it or play it. But it's a very fun deck. I do like it. I hope it does get a little bit more support and does get better over time. So just kind of waiting here to see what exactly they're doing. Setting up life points there. So go ahead, Synchro into Snowpio, send Zep, Synchro into Oscon, banish. Who I banish? I think I banished Snowpios. Or I banished itself. Yeah, I banished the Oscon and banishing. What did I banish? Was the Ariana or was it face down? I don't remember. Anyways, Oscon comes back. I don't know what else. Oscon comes back. Hi, Eddie. And I go ahead and open a Feather Duster. They play Fair Welcome Labyrinth. And then get Big Lady Labyrinth. She was actually she's a cool card. I think she's one of the cooler cards. And she also helps that deck out a lot too. Rust out, Young Abyss Shark grabbing. Who did I grab? I'm pretty sure I grabbed Silent Angler. Yeah. Silent Angler's a card I'm not sure how I feel about sometimes, especially some of the Angler. I think it just goes straight into number 4, Stealth Kraken. And that card is amazing. Yeah, there's a Stealth Kraken right there. Use Stealth Kraken's effect to pop the Big Labyrinth Lady. Takes damage. Love that burn effect, especially really good in time. And you know, do some damage. Standby phase. Say hi, Eddie. Say hi. I'm going to Guaglim. I think that was the end of game 1. So game 2, kind of going about the same basis. I know I'm dealing with A deck that's based around spells and traps, so I know I want to do some board breakers. I don't know if I want to even match. I know Lightning Storm is going to be very beneficial for me in this set just because I can blow up their back row with it. It's basically, in going second, it becomes another Feather Duster. I mean, granted, Feather Duster is also the same thing going second too, but it was what I thought was a very good choice. And I know they don't really normally end off on a big board, if at all. So starting off with the, oh, there's a Lightning Storm, speak of the devil. So starting off with like having a Lava Golem sided in wasn't really going to help me out too much, and I don't feel like Cosmic Cyclone was going to be beneficial in my regards anyway. So Lightning Storm goes off, but the big lady comes out. I know she's kind of problematic. She is big attack, big defense. So I'm trying to figure out how to go about all of this. I bring out Snopio. Snopio single to Oscon. Use Oscon to banish that. Bring him back. Banish the Stompios. Use Stompios to banish the shift to add himself back to my hand. And then I still have a synchro play for next turn. So shift comes back. And I think I also have Hasties. He's at 1. So go ahead and just synchro into... What did I synchro into? Oh, I did go into Big Fish. Banish the whole board. He doesn't come back very big, but just being able to disrupt their whole play was enough for me. At least that was what I was going for. That's what I wanted, at least to prevent them from being able to do anything else on my turn, because I know they have traps and I run things like Compulse. But anyways, that was that. And this is a duel against Kashtira, or at least whatever the variant is of Kashtira. Level 7 deck, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so this is a friend of mine too. And I do a lot of discussion theory building. I've mentioned him a time or 12. But this was a very interesting duel because I know his deck likes Spanish. He knows my deck likes Spanish. I think I go first here, so what do I do going first? I think I'm taking... Oh yeah. I played the field spell. I'm using the effect of the field spell to banish and then search for Ixie because the fish got banished. My little multi-faker. I'm really thinking about running a third of him. Part of me is not sure. I send Schiff, I think. What did I special summon? Is that a Bishark? That is a Bishark. Bishark SL and Angler. We make the Stealth Kraken. He wasn't aware of a Bishark's effect. I had to explain to him that it can substitute itself to be a rank 4. Or for material for a rank 4, which I like a lot. It does help this play out so much. I do run Bahamut Toad, but I haven't really... I've actually never used Bahamut Toad so far, as I've played. And that kind of saddens me a little bit, but it's unsure. So he summons the Fenrir, tries to use the effect, so I go ahead and just imperm it because I don't want it to try to do anything funny. Use a Psy Beast effect to become level 7, and then things are happening. I go ahead and just blow up the Fenrir. So my game plan right now is to just not let him go into any rank. If he goes into a rank monster, then we are in some problematic situations. Astral Karibo, I go ahead, go into Arion Post. Arion Post banished. Did I banish? I'm pretty sure I banished Zep. Yeah, I did banish Zep. Then I love Zep sometimes. So I go into Great Oral Whale because his monsters were an attack, and it was better than just doing Oscon and hitting 1. So after that, he goes ahead, calls game 2. So I don't exactly know what he sided in. I'm not even sure if he saw anything that he sided in against me. But I just sided in the standard Lava Golem, evenly matched. Just stuff to break his board. And I couldn't find enough material to, or not much material, enough cards to take out for Lightning Storm. Because I know in this matchup, I'm not particularly worried about anything being banished because I banished, he banishes, so that's not really gonna affect us too much. So I think I cited out D-Fissure, the Druid Swarm, and the, what's that card called? Dimensional Shifter. And I think I did add in the Lightning Storm, Evenly Match, and Lava Golems. So starts off, he gets pop off. You see the Fenrir. Adds a Unicorn. This deck is actually very funny just because of how often they're able to just kind of search themselves. Sacred Sword 7 stars, banish that thing, bring out Unicorn, Now Unicorn is like a little problematic one, and it's because of Unicorn that I opted to run 2 of the big fish. Goes into, is that Diabolosis? I think I'll go ahead and imperm Diabolosis because I didn't want to deal with him trying to banish anything and then banish another. See that Ogre? I was not afraid of Ogre. I didn't care for Ogre. Ogre was whatever. Ogre is honestly the only one that I'm not very threatened by. Usually it's a Unicorn because it can rip a card from the extra deck, and then the Fenrir because it's just an annoying card. I use Terraforming to get my field spell. And then I know I have to be careful with Diabolosis' effect, but it's only if cards are banished face down. You're about to see something very funny that I do, disregarding his effect. So I add in, I think I do the Ixie play. Or is that Snopios? It looks like Snopios because it doesn't specify level, it just specifies name, which I like a lot. And then it protects itself in general, like with the exception of being bounced if you have a fish synchro on the field. So I ball out, activate Desires, draw my 2, and then Diabolosis because I banished 10 face down. 10 face down get banished. So I bring out Snopios. No. Silent Anger Shift, and then Synchro. Excuse me. So you see half my deck right there. Snopios. Not yet. I think I go in Snopios? Yeah. No? Something. What is going on? What am I doing? What am I not doing? Fenrir comes back somehow. A lot of this is very faded, honestly. See, this is why I try to do my videos kind of like the night before or the night after the locals. That way I have a lot more recollection of everything I did and how I played. But it's all good, it happens. I think I'm explaining what's going on here. Yeah, so I get another 12 million banished, so we go on to game 3. The Pot of Desires play was not the best, I will admit. I didn't think that part through, but it was very funny. So, signing out my board breakers here, my Evenly, Lightning Storms, and Lava Golems. I think I still keep Lava Golem anyways. And I don't know. It's usually the side out process is a harder one for me because I'm not. Again, I'm not sure what I want to add in, and that's also because I run the Lightning Storms in the side deck. With the Lightning Storms, I don't know how I want to deal with everything. To be honest, to be quite frank. So, I'm going first this game. I'm just hoping I don't really drop too bad. Activate the field spell, then I activate Desires. Desires was pretty beneficial for me here, I think. Although I didn't necessarily like what I was saying, but I knew I could get a play. I knew I could get the play I wanted at least. I just had to hope to not get ashed. Not ashed. To not get what's that card called? Impermed. Not a very strong board here, so I end off on a shift. Activates Diffuser. Doesn't really affect me. Brings out Ogre. Went ahead and impermed Ogre. Then I activated Gozen Match. Because in the event I could bring out Kraken, I can waterlock him. But he waterlocked himself, so it didn't matter. He banishes the Ogre with something. No, I banished the Ogre with Fury during end phase. And then standby phase, they get special summon back. But I don't know, it wasn't in the end phase, I just did it. Oh yeah, because he was going to battle. And then during battle phase is when I used it. And then he goes into Side Beast. He's now Earth locked. We get out Fenrir. So I'm like, okay, you know, that's funny. Fury comes back, standby phase, cards come back, but I don't think Ogre could come back just because they weren't waters, they were earth, so we had to follow the Gozen Match. I'm thinking here, yeah, go ahead and use the field spell again. Banish a fish, add Ixie, go into Arion Post, banish a fish. What, banish your Paces? I think Paces is usually normally the main one I banish here. I don't know, hard to say. It is kind of hard to say, trying to remember everything here. So I was trying to figure out what all was going on here. The Fish Fury is a very good card. It's like an Icarus attack, but like a little more awkward. It can be good. It does have its implications. Being able to just banish something outright on your side and their side, and then getting it back during the standby phase is kind of interesting. And it makes for some plays with Zep pretty Zep as well, if that is there. But running 2 Zep, there are some inconsistencies with that monster. So you usually try to hold on to it for like Arion Pulse, or hold on to it for Oscon. Kind of help with that play into going into either Deep Beyond or into like Chongying or what's that monster. So I go into Great White Oral Whale, blow up his attack monsters, and then I think he's trying to figure out what else to do here. Bust out the Unicorn. White Oral Whale is pretty big, so I'm not worried about getting ran over. And now he's locked into Winds. Oh wait, no he's not. No he's not. Goals match is gone. And then I just go into Deep Beyond, and then Deep Beyond banish the board. And yeah, we call it there. Standby phase, everything comes back. And then, you know, that was game. Now this last one is probably, I don't know why, I have to have these disappointing games every time, and it never fails. This one was against Mathmech. So Mathmech was a deck that I wasn't really familiar with. I just know that Bestios and then everything being banished does hurt that deck a bit, because they want to keep their monsters in the graveyard for most of their effects, like for Alan Bersha and whatnot. I will go ahead and spoil a little bit here. I don't know what to hit when Super Factorial pops off. I don't know if hitting Circular is the best play or if hitting Diameter is the best play, but you know, I just kind of make do with what I know. I have to make do with what I know, even if it's very little. So he goes ahead, does his play. He gets pretty much the board that he needs, the board he's looking for. And there's the Alan Bersha, the big detach. Sets 3 and then passes. So I think Mathmech's one of those decks that can run multiple hand traps. There's the anti-spell fragrance. It doesn't hurt me too much. It is more annoying than anything, and it kind of made me think, why exactly do they run anti-spell fragrance? But if they're playing cards like Super Factorial, then I guess having a back row protection is important for them. They make another Alan Bersha. I did Druid Worm. Druid Worm the diameter. Diameter or diameter? What's the circular? The one that came out in Power of the Elements. That's the one I hit with the Druid Worm, and because I thought that was the best choice. In hindsight, it wasn't the best choice, because I think it was the other one that gave it the negate, and that part is kind of what confused me. So I go into Stealth Kraken. I try to use Stealth Kraken's effect to pop something, then he negates it. End up losing my monsters here. So yeah, a lot of this is mostly a lot of this could have been avoided had I known exactly what I was hitting. I want to read cards, but where there's a time limit, I don't want to risk so much time. I don't want to risk there being a game loss, because potentially losing a game because I spent time reading when we go into game 3 or game 2, and then I get hit for a lot of damage. I didn't know they Alan Bersha gained attack because of one of them. I think it was Addition. I didn't know that part. It also wasn't explained to me either until, you know, that moment of. So what do I side in here? Goes a match. I was thinking, you know, goes a match. The fire, there is light. So if I can't goes a match, then I can lock them into one of them, either the fire or the light. If they locked into light, then they have Alan Bersha, but they don't have much else. But if they're locked into fire, then they can only do so many, or so few plays. At least that was my thought process. But it also matters how you open, and this is where I'm a little more or less sad about how I opened, because I didn't really have much of a play. I just went ahead and dropped a D-shifter because I know that hurts them a little bit because they want their cards in the grave. I set 2 and then I passed. That's all I had. It's a little unfortunate for me, and I'm kind of upset about it. Then I set 3 pass to activate anti-spell fragrance. I should have known this was coming, knowing that I didn't have anything to play. So I'll use my own Druid Swarm, or use my Druid Swarm to banish my own monster. He right, and then I pass turn, or I swing, pass turn, Raigekis. Druid Swarm can't send anything because there's no monsters, which is fine by me. Whatever. But yeah, That video is, I don't know, it's a little sad here because after doing all this, after just trying to set up, unlock these things, activating goes a match, they now locked into fires, and then here's the problem. I can't draw anything. I can't draw any plays. I can't make any plays. So I'm just kind of sitting here, just like taking damage from addition and subtraction. It sucks, and I wish I had something I could have done, but you know, sometimes that's how things play out. You know, you don't draw everything that you could, and then now you're sitting here just kind of staring, not being able to do much of anything. But that was that, and as always, deck list here at the end of the video. There are super changes I'm probably going to make here more in the future, and from this most recent locals that I went to, I was unable to record because I forgot my SD card. Silly me. And then I didn't have another way to record through my phone because I didn't have my stand. But I hope you all did enjoy the video. I hope you were able to learn something, and I hope that you try out something new as well. And don't, in regards to the questions that I asked in the beginning of this video, don't ever beat yourself up over misplays or over bad choices or bad decisions you make during a game. It happens. We're all human, and we can't control that sometimes, you know. We can only make the choices that we think are best at that time, and in the future, if you think about it, realize it wasn't the best, I could have done this, but oh well. It happens, it truly does. But I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful day, wonderful night, evening, whatever it may be. And I'll catch you all on the next one. So until then, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.